श्री परम गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री परमेष्ठ गुरुभ्यो नमः। 36th नामा ओम एकांत पूजिता नमः। एकांत पूजिता एकस्य अद्वितीयस्य शुद्धितत्व पदार्थस्य अन्ते उपाधौ हृदय परिचित तत्वात् पूजिता अहमित्य परोक्षीकृता यत् साक्षात् परोक्षात् ब्रह्मः इति श्रुतेः। एकस्य ब्रह्मणा अन्ते उपपूजिता षड्गत्यवसा अर्थयोरिति धातुपाठात् उपनिषद ब्रह्ममात्रतया पर्यवस्यति अर्थः। एकांत पूजितेति नाम्नोप उपनिषद अर्थः अथवा एकांत पूजित। वेरी फर्स्ट मीनिंग ऑफ दैट इज who is worshipped in solitude. Ekant. And Eka here also refers to Advaita. 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 One can also say the inferential knowledge of Jiva. That is one. And Eka, Ekanta, to break that, Eka and Anta. This, see, Sanskrit is a wonderful language, and no language can be equal to that. Even learning Sanskrit is very easy compared to any other language. It's much easier than learning English. One has to try, that's all. If you begin learning Sanskrit, you understand that learning is very easy. Anta is also meaning is its limitation. Limitation of the Tvam. Whatever Eka I told you, that limitation is Anta. That limitation is heart. So, Ekanta to combine together and make a different word, heart. Ekanta means also heart. The Ambal is worshipped by the devotee as I in the heart. I in the heart. Here, Shankara Bhagavad quotes Shruti Vakya, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Yat sakshada parokshad brahmaha. However, I want to avoid explaining Upanishad. I am not satisfied without taking you there. I shall take you there and see how simple manner I will be able to explain. This is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, 3rd chapter, 4th part and 1st shloka. That reads as in the 4th Brahmana, 1st shloka. Atahena Mushaschakrayana Prapachaha Yagnavalkyeti Hovacha. That Sakshat Parokshat Brahma Ya Atma Sarvantaraha Tamme Vyachakshya iti Yeshata Atma Sarvantaraha Katamo Yagnamili Sarvantaraha Ya Pranena Praniti Sata Atma Sarvantaraha Yo Upasananit Paniti Sa Atma Sarvantaraha. यो ज्ञानेन ज्ञानीति स आत्मा सर्वांतर उदानेनो जानीति स आत्मा सर्वांतरः एषत आत्मा सर्वांतरः. This is what the total, that particular fourth Brahmana, first sloka talks about. If you go to understand that, this particular Upanishad Vakya, it is Upastha is asking the question. Upastha, the son of Chakra, let me not go and find out, tell you, explaining who is Upastha, who is Chakra and all. Ask the Yajnavalkya. And Yajnavalkya explain. He said, explain to me the Brahman that is immediate and direct. That self that is within all. This is yourself. This within all. Then stop. Yajnavalkya, tell me which is within all. The question. So he asked me, I'll ask you. Sarva Katamo Yajnavalkya Sarvantaraha. Katamo Yajnavalkya Sarvantaraha. What is that within all? Yajnavalkya. The question by to the Chakras. Yajnavalkya has to answer. Wonderful answer he gives. And this is only one part I'm talking to you, only one shloka. It has previous and after shlokas also we join to that. Then we'll be talking to whole Brahmana. In fact, it's not possible for us to think that way. But this makes you look into that. Wonderful. He answers. Look, you ask me, which is within all. Let me tell you. That which breathes through the prana is yourself. That which breathes through the prana is yourself, that is within all. 1. 2. That which moves downwards through the apana is yourself. Even that is within all. That which pervades through the vyana is yourself. The same thing is within all. That which goes out through the udana also yourself. And that is same within all. That is yourself. That is yourself. That is within all. This is yourself. That is within all. That is within all. Is restive of all qualifications whatsoever. That is which is immediate or which is unobstructed and which is direct or used in its primary sense, and that is Brahman, or that is the vastest, the self of all and within all. The self of all and within all. All these specifications refer to the self. Then, what is the self of yours? Self of yours is self of all. Agree. Then what is this self of yours? That is by which your body and organs are ensouled is yourself. The self of the body and organs. First, there is body. Within it is subtle body, consists of organs. And the third is that whose existence is being doubted. Which of these do you mean as myself? Wonderful question. First is my body, and there are my organs, and third, the existence is always doubted. Which of these do you mean as myself? And you say, myself and within all. Yajnavalkya answer. Same thing. Whichever prana, apana, that which moves downwards. Therefore, as in the case with it is being operated by the individual self, which is distinct from them. They breathe and do other functions, as does the puppet. Hence, the principle distinct from the body and the organs exist, which makes the function. Very interesting. The last sentence. The principle distinct from the body and organs exists, which makes the function. I also want to explain this in Kannada also, so that more people will be understood. Will understand. I have taken Kannada Bhashya also. And it is very simple. ಯಾಜ್ಞವಲ್ಕ್ಯ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ತಾಗಿ ಅಥವಾ ಅಪರೋಕ್ಷವಾಗಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮನನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ವರ್ತಿಯಾದ ಆತ್ಮನನ್ನ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೇಳು. ಈ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಓ ಯಾಜ್ಞವಲ್ಕ್ಯ, ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ತಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಪರೋಕ್ಷವಾಗಿ. ಇದನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ತಾಗಿ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಅಪರೋಕ್ಷ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು ಅಂತ. ಅಂಥ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮನನ್ನ, ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ಗತಿಯಾದ ಆತ್ಮನನ್ನ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ತಿಳಿಸುವಾಗ ಯಾಜ್ಞವಲ್ಕ್ಯ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಯಾರು ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ಗತಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಾನೋ ಅವರು ನಿನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮ. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆರಲ್ಲ ಅವನು ಉಪಸ್ಥ. ಸರಿ ಯಾಜ್ಞವಲ್ಕ್ಯ, ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಆತ್ಮ ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ? ಸಿ ವಾಟ್ ಎ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇಟ್. ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ಗತಿಯಾಗಿದೆಯೋ ಅದು ಆತ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇವನ್ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಯಾವ ಆತ್ಮ ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ ಅಂತಾನೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ ವಾಕ್ಯಗಳು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಅದು ಚರ್ಮ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕರೆದು ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಬೆಣ್ಣೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೂ ನಮ್ ಕೈಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಯಜ್ಞವಲ್ಕ್ಯ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತು ಯಾಕೆ ಶುರುವಾಯ್ತಂದ್ರೆ, ಆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಉತ್ತರಗಳನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಆ ಮೊಸರನ್ನ ಕಳೆದು 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 ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಾದ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಬೆಣ್ಣೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಗೆ ಇದೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ನೋಡಿ ಇದು. ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ವತಿಯಾದ ಇವನೇ ನಿನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾಜ್ಞವಲ್ಕ್ಯ ಉಷಸ್ತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಯಾವ ಆತ್ಮ ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ ಅಂತ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಯಾರು ಪ್ರಾಣದ ಮೂಲಕ ಪ್ರಾಣನ ಕ್ರಿಯೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿರೋನೋ ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ಣದ ಅವನೇ ನಿನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮ. ಯಾವನು ಅಪಾನದಿಂದ ಅಪಾನ ಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೋ ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ಣದ ಅವನೇ ನಿನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮ. ಯಾವನು ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಮೂಲಕ ವ್ಯಾನ ಕ್ರಿಯೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೋ ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ಣದ ಅವನೇ ನಿನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮ. ಯಾವನು ಉದಾನದ ಮೂಲಕ ಉದಾನ ಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೋ ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ಣದ ಅವನೇ ನಿನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮ. ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ವತಿಯಾದ ಇವನೇ ನಿನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾತು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಭಾಷ್ಯಕಾರರು, ವಿಷಯೇಂದ್ರಿಯಗಳಿಂದ ಗ್ರಸ್ತನಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆತ್ಮ ಇದ್ದಾನೆಯೋ ಇಲ್ಲವೋ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅನ್ನೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಅವನ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಏನು? ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆ ಆತ್ಮನನ್ನ ವಿಂಗಡಿಸಿ ಅರಿತುಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಉಷಸ್ಸನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಆರಂಭ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಆ ಆತ್ಮ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಸ್ತು ಕ್ರಿಯೆಯೂ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಕಾರಕವೂ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನಿರುಪಾಧಿಕ ಸ್ವರೂಪ. ಆ ಆತ್ಮ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಕ್ರಿಯೆಯೂ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ಕೂ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಕ್ರಿಯಾಕಾರಕ ಅಂತರದಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟು. ಕ್ರಿಯಾಕಾರಕ, ಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಕ್ಷನ್, ಕಾರಕ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್. ಕ್ರಿಯಾಕಾರಕಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನಿರುಪಾಧಿಕ ಸ್ವರೂಪದಂಥ ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ಆತ್ಮನನ್ನ ಅರಿತುಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇದರ ಹಿಂದೆ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಪಕ್ಯ ಬಂತು. ಆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೇಳಿದಂಥ ಬಂಧನದಿಂದ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಮುಕ್ತನಾಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಆತ್ಮ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಕ್ರಿಯಾಕಾರಕಗಳಲ್ಲದ ನಿರುಪಾಧಿಕ ಸ್ವರೂಪ. ಅದದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಅರಿವಾಗ್ತದೋ ಅಂತಹವರು, ನನ್ನ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಬಂಧನ ಅಂತ, ಸಂಸಾರ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹಿಂದೆ ಒಂದು ಇದ್ರ 2-3ನೇ ಶ್ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಬಂಧನ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಾ. ಬಂಧನ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಆ ಬಂಧನದಿಂದ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಮುಕ್ತನಾಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಆಯ್ತು. ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಅಪರೋಕ್ಷ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇದೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಉಪನಿಷತ್ ವಾಕ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ವಿವರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಭಾಷೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ. ನಮಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಬಹಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಭಾಷೆ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಹಿಂದಿ, ಕನ್ನಡ, ತೆಲುಗು, ತಮಿಳು ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಸಮಾನಾರ್ಥದ ಪದಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಕ್ಕೆ ಕನ್ನಡ, ತೆಲುಗು ಮತ್ತು ಹಿಂದಿ ಹುಡುಕ್ಬೋದು. ತಮಿಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲವೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸಮಾನ್. ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿ ನಿರುಪಾಧಿಕ ಸ್ವರೂಪ. ಕೆನ್ ಯು ಗಿವ್ ಮಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ನೇಮ್ ಎನಿಬಡಿ? ಓವರ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಕಾಲರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ನಿಮಗೆ ಹತ್ರದ ಪದ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ನಿರುಪಾಧಿಕ ಸ್ವರೂಪ, ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣನೇ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್ಸ್ my explanation in English was not going to people properly. Because I tried to find some English names and that didn't work. And we have some people online who cannot understand Kannada. But Kannada and English good, almost Telugu, almost we can understand. But I will tell us also English. I'm not going to tell only in Kannada. ಹೀಗೆ ನಿರುಪಾಧಿಕ ಸ್ವರೂಪನಾದಂಥ ಆತ್ಮ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಐ ಕೇಮ್ ಟು ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್. ಏನು ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೀನ್ ಬೈ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್? ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ, ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಾದ್ರು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಹೇಳಿ. ದ್ರಷ್ಟೃವಿಗೆ, ದ್ರಷ್ಟೃ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದರಿಂದಲೂ ಅಡ್ಡ ಗಟ್ಟಲ್ಪಡದೆ ಇರುವಂತಹದ್ದು ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್. ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ ಶಬ್ದವನ್ನ ನಾನು ವಿವರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ನಂಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇದು ಬಂತಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಅಮ್ಮ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ತಾಗಿ ಅಪರೋಕ್ಷವಾಗಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಏನು ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರಟ್ರೆ ನಂಗೆ ಸಿಗತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅರ್ಥ ದ್ರಷ್ಟರಿಗೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ನೋಡ್ತಾನೋ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದರಿಂದಲೂ ಅಡ್ಡಗಟ್ಟಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್. ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಅದು. ನೋಡುವಂಥವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಅಡ್ಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಆತಂಕ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದೂ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಡ್ಡ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ ತೆರೆಗೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ. ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಪದ ನಾವು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಇದು ಅರ್ಥ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಅಪರೋಕ್ಷ, ಪರೋಕ್ಷವಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಆಪೋಸಿಟ್. ಪರೋಕ್ಷ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದೇನೋ, ಆಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ. ಅದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅಪರೋಕ್ಷ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅರ್ಥ, ಅದು ಗೌಣವಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕಡಿಮೆಯಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಇದು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಮಾನ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಅರ್ಥ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಪರೋಕ್ಷ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಸಮ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಅಪರೋಕ್ಷ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಗೂ ಸಮಾನ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಅಪರೋಕ್ಷ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅರ್ಥದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹದ್ದು, ಗೌಣವಾಗಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಡಿಮೆಯಾಗಿ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿ ಇರುವಂತಹದ್ದು ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಪರೋಕ್ಷ. ನಾನೊಮ್ಮೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೆ ಬಹಳ ಎರಡು ಮಾತನ್ನ, ಅಪರೋಕ್ಷ ಅನುಭೂತಿ ಅಂತ. ಅಪರೋಕ್ಷ ಅನುಭೂತಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಶಂಕರ ಭಗವತ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಹಾಕೃತಿ ಅದು. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯೋಗ್ಯ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. ಅಪರೋಕ್ಷ ಅನುಭೂತಿ ಅಂತ ಅವರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಶಂಕರ. ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ವರ್ತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನಿದು ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ವರ್ತಿಯಾದ ಆತ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ? ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ವರ್ತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆತ್ಮನನ್ನ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅಂತ, ಆತ್ಮನೇ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ? ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ವತಿಗಾದ ಇವನೇ ನಿನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಗ, ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ್ವರ್ತಿಯಾದ ಇವನೇ ನಿನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮನು ಯಾಜ್ಞವಲ್ಕ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅದರರ್ಥ ಆ ಆತ್ಮನೇ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅಂತ. ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದು ಡಿಕ್ಷನರಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ ಎಂಬ ವಿಶೇಷಣ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಶೇಷಣಗಳಿಗೂ ಉಪಲಕ್ಷಣ. ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಅದು ಉಪಲಕ್ಷಣ. ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಸರ್ವಾಂತರ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಶೇಷಣಗಳಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಉಪಲಕ್ಷಣ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ವಾಂತ ಇಸ್ ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ which is the characteristics of all adjectives ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟಿ. ಏನಿದೆ ಅಮ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಆತ್ಮನನ್ನ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ತಿಳಿಸುವಂತಾನೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಾಣ ಅಪಾನ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಸಮಾನಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಬಾರಿ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಬೃಹದಾರಣ್ಯಕದಲ್ಲಿ 1ನೇ ಅಧ್ಯಾಯದ 5ನೇ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪದಗಳಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ವಿವರವಾಗಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನೀಗ ಪ್ರಾಣಾಪಾನ ಜ್ಞಾನ ವಿಧಾನ ಸಮಾನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿಕ್ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಏನು. ಇದು ಏಕಾಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏಕಾಂತ. ಹಾಗೇನೆ she is perceived directly by the devotee as I in the heart. And once again he says wonderfully, Shankara, dhatu patat Upanishad Brahma Matrayata Paryavasyati Kattaha Ekanta Pujiteti Namno Upadishad Gartaha. Upanishad Gartavanna ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. That is, root sad in Upanishad means goal or movement. The goal of Upanishad is Brahman. That's what he says here. Goal of Upanishad Brahman. Ekanta Pujiteti Namno Upanishad Gartaha. The goal of Upanishad is Brahman. Hence, Ekanta Puja is, she is worshipped by Upanishads. What a wonderful statement of Shankara. She is worshipped by Upanishads. We understood now. Ekanta is Brahman, and Ekanta also is means worshipped by Upanishads. Another meaning is Ekanta is secret. She is worshipped in secret places like caves. Meditate. There's one Vakya in Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Guha Nivate Ashrayena Prayojayat. Meditate in places of like caves, where there is no strong breeze. But yogis in secret places in caves, they meditate on Amba. Ekanta Pujita also means she is worshipped by Kameshwara in secret. Ekanta Pujita also means she is meditated as self, as self. When Vakya says, Shruti Vakya says, one such hero, Kashchit Dhiraha Pratyak Atmanam Ikshad Avrita Chakshur Amrutatvam Ichaha Katha Upanishad. One such hero, Dhira, desiring immortality, Amrutatva, discovered his self through inner vision. That is Ekanta. Kashchit Dhiraha, Dhiraha, Pratyak Atmanam Ikshad Avrita Chakshur Amrutatvam Ichanaha. A person who wants to know her desires of immortality is a Dhira, hero, discovered self, not her, discovered the self through inner vision. Also Ekanta. Why ekanta? We should go, suppose we talk about ekanta now, in a cellular place, not in group. We understand that way also. Why in a cellular place? Because the connection between the sadhaka and she can be established properly. Ekanta pujita in solitude. Need not go to forest. You can find some place in our house itself being solitude. Because the Tantra doctrine, Tantra philosophy, Tantra Shastra highlights this aspect. It recommends sadhana in solitude. Because he explains why also. In a group, there are many persons. Now we have, I don't know, it can happen also online. It can happen according to me. Because connectivity is something, it is not one-to-one. It can happen. Connectivity can take place anywhere. In a group, there are many people whose vibrations may not be same. Yes. In such case, it may hamper the manifestation of bliss in a particular individual. When one sits in ekanta, the feeling of bliss can come to an individual because the vibration is one. In a group, it may not be possible because there are different types of vibrations. Even these vibrations, we don't want to accept it scientifically, what I can do. Or yesterday I spoke about Prabhavalaya. And they explained yesterday also, Vijnana is not the science what we understand. Our Veda Upanishad also use the word Vijnana. It's not it used today. Was used there, Vijnana. But it's a specific meaning called Vishesha Gnana. Vishesha Gnana, if you properly understand, Gnana beyond Gnanendriyas. Because Gnana is, Gnanendriyas are there for normal Gnana. Enough. Vijnana is Vishesha Gnana, which cannot perceived by the Gnanendriyas. Today, Vijnana is understood as or explained as what is perceived by Panchendriyas. What it is. The whole meaning has gone. Vijnana today, in today's meaning, Vijnana is one which can accept whatever that is perceived by the Gnanendriyas, by any means. Which not perceived by Gnanendriyas, that doesn't exist. Very meaning of Vijnana is lost. Vijnana, the word used in our Veda Upanishads is this, with a specific meaning, Vishesha Gnana. Already we know what is Gnana, which is perceived with the Gnanendriyas. Vishesha Gnana means beyond that, exactly. And another reason is her grace depends upon a person's proximity to her. One can be very close proximity in solitude, when he sits in solitude and the meditation on her. In a group, everyone will have different level of spiritual attainment. That's why Ekanta Pujita is recommended. Katha Upanishad also speaks about this. Advice to withdraw one's sense. I think 1 second. Katha Upanishad advises to withdraw one's sense organs from external objects and see the self within. Yes. To see, I don't say word see also. To experience the self within, they need to withdraw our sense organs. It's possible only when one is eluded, practices this contemplation in a different way. It has been mentioned in the Lalita Sahasranama. Antarmukha Samaradhya Durlabha. Antarmukha Samaradhya is very simple. You go Antarmukhi, because go inside. When you go inside, you can see Samaradhya. It is same meaning. Ekanta Pujita. Here once again, Ekanta Pujita is don't sit alone and do some puja without getting yourself inside. That is not that. Sitting in Ekanta without anybody and not going inside. Sitting inside and going all outside. No. Ekanta is that not only being alone in a place, being also inside. That is Ekanta. Ekanta is to be taken both ways. One being alone without any disturbance around, that's one point. Other one is going inside. I will go a little beyond this. Even there are many around us in a group. What will be the vibrations? Maybe a lot of sound disturbing us. Even at that time, one can get into oneself. Getting in is very easy. One should know how to get in, that's all. Getting in need not require ekanta. You must decide, practice. One can get in anytime he wants. One should practice that getting in every day. Even if you can practice getting in for 5 minutes, enough. I should say 5 minutes more. Determination to get in. There are many methods are mentioned. Even mantra japa, all these are finally they are the means to achieve that getting in, even without any practice of pranayama. Just breathing in and breathing out slowly, and observe the breath itself takes us in. Observing that breath in and out. Really, if you can do it without any distortion, maybe in 5-10 minutes, we'll get in. Getting within or knowing the self, though looks very complicated, it is very simple. Very, very simple. What is required is a bit of determination, practice. Above all, her grace. That's all. It takes us inside. And here, Krishna also explains about looking within very exhaustively in chapter 6. All 47 verses. I will not read all of them. Just go and read yourself all the chapters. I mean, all the shlokas in chapter 6. It speaks about how one can getting. He explains the process in which lower is bought under the direct management of the recipient is higher and altogether called a spiritual technique. And no guru can take the responsibility of taking you inside. No scripture can promise redemption. No art, no yagna can do it. This is not told by me. It is, I'm repeating Krishna's words. It is divine blessing. Make the lower the higher. It's what he says. Yoga Rudaha, he talks about. Like the state of explained as Yoga Rudaha. And when in that state of equipoise, Samatulana, the mind is held steadfast. When that is in steadfast, in contemplation of the Supreme, it's a serenity. That's all. In all circumstances, all levels of one's personality. For this, the seeker, sadhaka, should try to withdraw himself from his mental and physical preoccupations. Gist of that, Ekanta Pujitaya Namaha. Whatever we explained so long, finally, one sentence, bottom line. Ekanta Pujitaya Namaha, taking into all the meanings argument, they're also right. The bottom line of this is Ekanta Pujitaya Namaha is getting oneself within. That's the meaning of it. Without that, simply chanting Om Ekanta Pujitaya Namaha 100 times, 1,000 times. The perfect understanding of this book, Nama, is getting oneself within.